Hi there everybody, it's Rarity here from inkandbutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another card making video, and today I am doing a sketch challenge for the Inspire Create Challenges design team. So the sketch we've got will have been in the intro to the video, so you'll have seen it, and it's also featured on the blog, so you can actually go and have a look at that. Links for that will be in the description. But yes, so we're making a card with this layout today, a half and half sort of split with a rectangle at a jointy angle. That's what we're going with. Okay, so I know that others in the team will probably lean to their designer series papers for their designs. Now, I'm a person who doesn't use a lot of designer series paper. I like to either use my own or add texture or do something like that. So this time around I'm using one of these embossing folders. So these two come as a pair, and these are on the last chance list. Okay, so these are the fun patterns, so I use this one for the sample. Okay, so we'll switch out and we'll use the other one when we're creating our card today with you on the video. The other last chance items we've got here are this gorgeous Blackberry Bliss and gold ribbon. Now, you know how much I love Blackberry Bliss, so you need to get that in your shopping baskets. As too is this lovely wild wheat rustic striped ribbon, so we're going to use this one in the sample. So both of those are, and both those ribbons and the embossing folders are last chance products, as are the decored rectangles, if you can still get them. So if you want these are on their way out as well. Okay, and that's what I've used in the background there. Okay, and then one of my favourite stamp sets to use for anything like this, because it's very versatile, sketched butterflies. This is what we're using just to add that design element and the sentiments. Hokey cokey. So let's get started then. So we're just going to use a plain white card base, and then the card layer that we're going to jazz up is just a normal card layer, 4 by 5 3/4. Okay, and as I say, we're going to emboss on half of this cardstock, so we're just going to pop that in, shuffle it across to approximately halfway. I'm not going to measure it, but what I am going to do is just check that we're lined up with the pattern across there before we run it through the machine. Okay, so your cut and emboss machine comes with all the plates that you need and tells you exactly what your sandwich needs to be for embossing. These are just the standard embossing folders. So we need a base platform, we need a base cutting plate, and number 3, we put our cardstock and our folder in, make sure the fold is at the top, and we put another cutting plate on top, number 3, and then we roll that through the machine. And you'll know your sandwich is right because you'll feel enough resistance but not too much. Okay, and we will have a nice embossed pattern on there. Okay, doesn't that look gorgeous? So I'll just pop those away as we go, and we're going to add some ink to that. I'm going to set this back up for embossing, so I'm going to pop in my thin plate again so that we can die cut the rectangle and the flower in a minute. Not flower, what's that called? It's a butterfly. I'm going to do a little bit of inking over the top of this. Excuse me. So I'm just going to grab some scrap paper and some low tack tape, and we're just going to cover up this portion of the card. We are going to put the ribbon across, of course, as well, so this is just to help us just make sure it aims in the right place. And we're going to use a blending brush and our wild wheat ink pad. We're going to use the wild wheat ribbon, so we're going to use this. Okay, just want to let's just grab some scrap for a second just to make sure that this brush is picking up the right colour ink. So I use a brush for colour families, so there could have been all sorts of other ink on there, so I just thought I would just checking that out, just making sure that it's going to come out the right colour. And I'm going to go along that tape and up about 2/3 of the way. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. And we'll make it a little darker towards the middle, just to sort of fade that out a little bit. Okay, so that top edge is going to stay quite nice and white. Okay, and fade that out. Isn't that pretty? Now I'm going to make a little bit of an adjustment with the design, because I think it will lift it just a little bit. So when you're peeling away any low tack tape, or pull it back on itself, it is less likely, not guaranteed, but less likely to peel your cardstock as you go. So that's a tip for you. Okay, so then once you've added the ink, we can secure our ribbon. Just shove that ink pad right out the way so that nothing ends up in it. So I'm going to use some tape, and we're going to secure our ribbon across the back. And we know where it needs to go because we've got the embossing showing through, so we can just tape that in. Make sure it's straight-ish. And you'll know it is because it joins up at the top. Not that we're going to use all of that, but it gives you an idea anyway. And then we'll tape that and cut off our excess. There's our nice wild wheat panel, okay, which we can just get, we'll adhere this now. Your tape runner might snag a little bit on that embossing, but it'll be fine. It'll still stick. And good. And we're just using a white card base. Just line that up at the bottom. Get your borders even. And then the top should fall into place quite nicely. I'm just going to rub that on the back rather than over my embossing, and make sure that top fold is nice and sharp. Okay, a little bit of wrinkling from the embossing there, but to give it a good firm rub, the adhesive should settle that back down again. So there we go, there's the base of our card. So I'll bring in this scrap now to stamp and die cut our butterfly. So we're just going to use the wild wheat ink. So it's all monochromatic, this one. Sort of, I did the Moody Mauve with the Blackberry Bliss on the other one, because I wanted to use the Blackberry Bliss ribbon, basically. Could have done it all in Blackberry Bliss. I just thought it'd be nice with a different shade on there, just to lift it a little bit, but this one's going to be all the same. Okay, so there's our beautiful butterfly that we can die cut out. So we'll pop that over the top and get that ready, but we also want the rectangle for the sentiment. Okay, so we'll put that on the plate ready. I might just chop off this excess here so that we've got more room. You can put on as many dies as you want onto the platform for die cutting, as long as the dies don't overlap. You're good to go. So let's see, will this scrap be big enough? Ooh, just about. Let's tape that in. I think that corner will just about be okay. So we'll just lop off a bit of the excess on there as well, and we can get those passed through the die cut machine together. As long as they don't overlap. Ooh, just shifted my tape off that, so let's just put that back. It is low tax, so it's sort of done its job in terms of not sticking so well, but we'll just get that lined up. Dear me, butterfingers, and run that through. So I'm using the large machine, which is, it's not easy to get that into camera without shifting a whole heap of stuff, so I'm just going to leave that in there just for the minute, because this is the variation that I was just going to tell you about. I think will make a difference to how the card looks. So there's our butterfly ready to mount up. Okay. And to just enhance this a little bit, I think I'm going to pop just a little bit of ink, coordinating ink, over this, just at the one end, to sort of mirror the stuff we've going on the card base. Okay, and we'll put it on, so that's over the white bit, and it will make it pop a little bit more, I think. That's going to look cute. Okay, so that's that going on the magnet ready. Brush is finished with. We will need ink because we need to put on our sentiments in a minute. So for our butterfly element, then, when you want to make, so we want to get this, give this some shape, so just use your fingers and give it some shape. Okay, and we're going to use some dimensionals to pop this up. Okay, so we're going to use I'm just going to grab some minis because I want minis for that, and we might as well just use the one set. So I'm going to pop some minis on there. Okay, and we can pop that into place about there, I reckon. And for our butterfly, I want these wings to stay bent up and make it look like it's got some movement to it. So I'm actually going to double stack these. I've put one set down and I'm going to put another one on top, so it's double the height. Okay, and we're just going to pop a bit of seal on the body there just to secure the body into place as well. Okay, and then this guy's going to go on top of here. The body will be flat, rings will stay up because those dimensionals are there, and then we just need to add our sentiment in the wild wheat, which is just going to go right there, straight onto the card as well. That was brave. I was brave doing stamping straight on. Okay, and that is our card all done for the sketch challenge. This was the original. Okay, so lots of ways to interpret this, as I said at the beginning. Quite like the fact that I've brought in the other colour there just to help that pop a little bit rather than it disappear out too much. So yeah, there you go, there's some variations for you. This of course is part of the Inspire Create challenge. The links to the challenge itself are going to be in the description, and then you'll be able to see what everybody else in the design team has made with this sketch. It's quite good fun. Okay, thanks ever so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and you're staying safe. Do take care. See you again soon. Bye.